Senegal did
Okay.
it.
Oh, my son. Senegal did it too. At least you see.
Yeah, he was
He had
inexperienced.
coached.
About Otto has coached.
But Otto is a coach.
1 month coaching at the World Cup. He's a coach.
He coached you to the World Cup.
1 month. He's a
Wasn't
coach.
1 month.
But how experienced was Cisse when he first got it?
He had
coached
coached
the Chan team.
What are you talking about? He had
He got
coached.
teams promoted to Ghana Premier League.
Yeah.
and
He has
things.
coached.
I used to say he had coached the Chan
He
team.
had coached. Club side, chanting. He has coached. The point I'm making is
Yes.
you don't do transition. Inexperienced manager, inexperienced backroom start. They'll take me to court. We'll go and face the matter in court. Inexperienced this. Inexperienced.
That Chan experience is not something that you would
Cut that one out of
the
the Cut that one out of the pod.
Look, we are joking.
Is that why you think we will lose?
You remember that video I did here?
Yes.
Start flying that video. You hear? Start flying it. Start flying that video. Remind everybody.
That.
You remember that video?
Yes.
When I say put the camera on my face.
Yes.
Yes.
You were sitting here. You were sitting
I
here.
want you to start tweeting that video. You
Yes.
think the Malians, they are joking? Eh?
You are convinced we will lose.
Yeah, I think.
You think or you are convinced?
No, but I've said it. We'll lose.
In
We
Bamako
are not beating them anymore.
on Thursday.
It will not happen. When was the last time you beat a top 10 African team? 8 years ago. 8 years ago. You've never beaten a top 10
tell her
African
that.
team. You're asking me, tell
He
her
won
that.
1 game in the last 10 AFCON games. That's terrible.
Yes. So therefore,
No one won a match this year.
you are. Bring the more statistics.
We've not won a match this year.
So, Fent, if you look at the
Damn, that's true, man.
Yeah. Last time we won a game was Central African Republic.
Yes.
Last year. The last AFCON qualifier.
The Inaki last
The
season.
forward
No.
team.
This guy, who's called Nyama.
See,
The
just
Inaki
spoke
last
about-
minute goes Madagascar. Actually, that's
Is
the
he-
last time.
Is he-
Madagascar, yeah.
That's not the top 10. That's not the top 10.
No, I agree.
That
No,
was,
yeah.
that was
The header.
November. Yeah.
That's not the top 10.
No, it's not.
The scoring department.
Jordan Ayew.
Oh, Charlie, don't do that. Even the Jordan fan, how many goals has he scored?
4.
Pakaya.
You see?
4 goals.
But Caleb Ekuban 4, you say we should call
Now
him.
go there.
You see?
Now go there.
You see?
You listen.
You are advocating for a
listen
center point
to me.
who has scored 4
Listen
games
to
all
me.
season.
Listen
Four
to
goals.
me.
But a winger who has scored 4 goals, we shouldn't do that.
You see,
Proceed.
you are quick to jump and conclude when I have not landed.
Oh, you land.
I said in this team, there's no proper goal scorer in this team.
Okay.
That's true.
How do you win if you don't win? How you don't score goals?
Kudus.
You see, I'm happy you mentioned him. Haidara.
Why you just follow him around and kick him around?
The sensation.
You feel it.
You feel it. You think the Malian coach is a foolish man? If you were the coach of Mali,
Is Haidara the best defender on the court? Look, Kudus
Listen.
played in Europa League.
oh,
He
listen.
dribbled past
the
all
holding
the
is-
defenders of
listen.
Freiburg
He's
to go
coming-
and score a
The
goal.
point I'm making is
He played against Man City's defense.
the point-
He's scoring
Did you
bicycle
Did you watch
kicks.
Haidara against Real Madrid?
Hold on.
the point.
Is it Haidara that will stop him?
I just mentioned.
But he's a
only
holding midfielder. He plays
No,
exactly in the position.
Is it what I'm
Don't
saying?
worry.
Let me wait.
Don't worry.
Is it-
Is
there's so
Haidara top 10 holding midfielders in the world?
I
Is he top
mentioned
20?
you
He's
make
only
me
saying
But
that.
is Kudus top 10 attacking midfielders in the world?
I'm making my point. You make.
You don't
make my
understand.
point.
I'm trying to say that
Yeah,
Kudus, you know,
moderator.
he has
The guy
played
make his-
against top 10 holding midfielders in the world.
Uh-huh.
He came up tops. Man City.
Who are
Coach, I am praying.
Man
I am
City
praying
got a
that-
bicycle kick.
I am praying that the young man lasts the duration of the game.
Okay.
Ah.
Yes,
You are saying that they will intentionally hurt him.
it's part of the game.
But it's foul.
This is Africa.
It's a foul.
They'll take the foul all right,
And a red card.
but he will exit. You see, these things I am saying, I'm talking as a technical man.
If we win there, they will crucify you.
Forget it. I told you the AFCON you'll be eliminated in the first round. You remember?
Yes.
I told you. You remember? It
Yes.
happened.
Uh-huh.
When you don't win, I'll tell you can't win. Football is being done in a certain way. Ghana alone, we are doing it in the opposite way. They want to get the result that the correct people are getting. It's not working. I wish Otto Addo and
Where?
his backroom staff well. I still maintain It is an incompetent backroom staff. Yes.
Fatah Dada as a goalkeeper's trainer, one of the most promising young coaches we have in Ghana.
He has disappointed me with the goalkeepers he's called onto the team. He's disappointed me because this Kotoko goalkeeper, what is he doing in the team? His team is what? Kotoko 10th in the league, or 8th or 9th.
9th.
8, 9, 10. That they've been gallivanting and wallowing around the 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10.
Just fascinating.
You know,
that coach.
but on that squad though, it's possible that it was pressure from the FA because
But he
Otto said it.
Otto said it.
Otto said that
He said that thing in context.
You see, you don't do football
He
like
said
that.
it.
Well, he said there was pressure from the
He said, yeah, for him to choose local players.
Then you don't do football
At
like
the
that.
World Cup.
You
We
know.
all know the reason why they did that.
For the
Because
money.
clubs were going to earn 1 million.
Yeah.
So
But
to
this
help
time
Ghana
around-
Premier League clubs,
So
they pushed
take
him
2
to
or
add
3 and then them chop the money.
But I mean, my
It's
problem with
only-
the goalkeeper, as coach mentioned, is all the 3 goalkeepers are very different. Like Walcott can't play the ball with it. That's not his game. He can't pass from. He doesn't help him build up. You go long. and
He's
everything.
decent.
He's not decent.
He's
He's
boom.
average.
Oh, boom.
He's below average.
I mean, oh,
Asari is better at it than Jojo Walcott. Atizigi is the best among them, right? So the 3 goalkeepers, their profiles are very different.
All right.
So that for me is surprising a little bit. But
Coach, are you done?
So,
Because
friend,
these 2.
in London, you are allowed them to talk. In London, I am not entirely satisfied with the team.
Okay. No problem.
I'm happy he's called the shot on the day. You shouldn't bring him back.
Okay.
Andre, if you are watching, this is Coach Nimi. Nobody loves you better than I do.
That's right.
But it's about generation after generation to the next generation to the next generation.
Otto is telling him something. He should listen.
This January would have marked 18 years of quality service to Ghana.
That's right.
I salute you for that. Thank you for 18 years of proper services.
To the
As a country, we have rewarded you accordingly. $100,000 winning bonuses. Cherokee. Now their day. As a country, we have rewarded you.
we've done our part.
We've done our part. Even when the cup didn't come, we gave you Cherokee. We gave you money.
No more. God bless you.
So please, take this in good faith.
Grand Cherokee.
Focus on your club career. That, what's the name? The team he
Le
played.
Havre. Le
Focus
Havre.
on-
Coach, wait. Say the name of the team.
Yeah. Mention I can't remember. I'm not the
Le
Frenchman.
Havre.
Yeah.
Le Havre. Le Havre. Focus on Le Havre and make sure that your
Coach,
performance is
spell
there.
the Havre.
I'm not a Frenchman. This man, how can you tell me to? I don't do French. You want me to spell French? You understand? So for
Your
me,
national team captain plays for a club. You don't know the club's name.
what do I benefit from that club?
Information.
I don't need Le Havre to do anything for me. What are you talking about? I don't benefit from Le Havre. I should go and learn how to spell Le Havre for what? I can't do that. So please, Andre, look, God bless you, young man. The time has come for you to say goodbye. I
Thank
have
you.
been championing this.
All right.
Not because I don't like you, I love you. But when I think at this time, look, help me and let's clap for.
Okay.
Help me, let's clap for Andre.
Applause for Andre.
Yeah, he's giving
Okay.
us
All right.
quality services.
Okay.
One
Listen,
direction.
the two of you, I don't have any questions for you. Speak.
There is nothing to talk about.
Yes.
It
Baba Rahman, right?
was a very good decision
He said he's not ready.
by Otto to omit Dede. And you see, Otto didn't, when he was asked the question why, he didn't go into detail.
That was smart.
But when you listen
very,
to the
very.
full presser and you
Right.
listen to certain things he was saying, even when he wasn't asked,
Yeah.
I think Otto told us the reason why.
Right.
When I asked him the question about the parameters, first sentence, you had to discuss it with the GFA. Then he goes on to say that the aim is to qualify. Then further in the answer, he mentions the fact that he wants to be judged by the culture that he creates in the team.
Yep.
The culture of work ethic with discipline that will eventually give birth to good football. and he's hopeful that the good football will produce results. For a coach to say, first of all, you don't fix something that is not broken. So Otto can come and tell us he's trying to fix a culture. If the current culture in the Black Stars was something positive that everybody was,
True.
he has been there before. Now, this is not somebody who is just coming in. He has been there before. So he has,
As a coach, yes,
as a
he's been
coach,
with the team before.
he's tasted and he's seen.
Like I said, he used that word many times at that presser.
So obviously, what he saw in that team, the culture in that team wasn't something he was satisfied with. You go on to the coach that took over after him in Chris Hughton, who, and Ayew is here. Basically, Dede was getting call-ups because of that seniority figure when he's in the
He was the only one who could institute any sort of discipline.
So obviously, there is a problem within that team. Now, this is a head coach who is coming. You see, footballing-wise, if Dede is there and Dede is not a headmaster, he's a footballer. So I cannot be selecting an extra player to be taking up a space of a player when his job is going to be headmaster or sanctions prefect. He's not there for that. Otuado is trying to build something that will be long lasting and will outlive the day. So in terms of the football, what he can offer on the pitch, the team is moving from that. The excuse that was being given as to his inclusion in the team, don't worry. Otto is saying that he will handle it. So we move on. So I'm happy in that regard. There are certain departments in the team that obviously give me worry. And coach spoke about the left back. But you see, it's not about those who have been selected. It's about the lack of quality talent that we have in those positions. Now, there's the inconsistency with Gideon Mensah. Anand, for me, I liked him. I liked him, especially in the wing back role in the two friendlies. But again, he has not proven that he's ready to enter the Lions' den. And that's a bit, and you see, Otto said it and it also sort of saddens me. Had we been fair to, and when I say fair, I mean what you give to Kudu, you give to Kwabna. Had we done that, I don't think Baba Rahman would have been out of this team. Because coming into this qualifiers, Baba Rahman, for me, top 5 players in Europe in the Black Stars in terms of performances.
He's a league winner in Greece.
Park went to the quarterfinals of, was it Conference League or Europa League?
Conference League.
Yes, and he was look, they played. Yeah. And remember, Park started from qualifiers.
Yes.
So from early August, in fact, late July, early August, when West Ham then started playing, Park were playing. And he has kept that consistency up until this point.
I think it was like in Germany, right? The Park came there to play against what's his team's name? Not Tony Baffus, Antonio Frankfurt. He was injured at the time. I was so looking forward to seeing him. And you could see after the game, I asked this guy, actually, in an informal conversation, the Nigeria captain, Truce, who also plays for PAOK, about Baba Rahman. And what he told me at the time, and this was an off-the-record conversation, when I asked him, said, Baba, what do you mean? Top guy. Top guy. That was all he said.
Look,
the Reading fans loved him. I remember at the Qatar World Cup, some Reading fans came to the team hotel. I actually got them to take pictures with.
Looking for him.
Yes, I actually got Baba to take pictures with them. They loved it.
Wow.
They were singing his song.
Actually, in terms of actually, he's a very good guy. Like a very good human being.
Yeah.
But very respectful, very humble, very kind.
Football.
Yeah.
And even the Park fans this season have shown incredible appreciation for the job that he's done this season. Now, why am I going with this? It will be very hypocritical for anybody to look at this Black Stars team within the past 4 years and say that the players have been you can't pick 5 players who have been consistently good in the Black Stars jersey in the past 5 years.
I agree.
There are a lot of players who come to, in fact,
there's a lot of hot and cold.
I want to say pick Kudus, but Kudus too has had very poor games, but on the grand scale of things, it's been positive. So take Kudus out. And aside Kudus, most of these guys have had very inconsistent appearances and performances.
They all hide behind the Jordan and Baba.
But at the end of the day, it is Dede, Jordan, and Baba that will be insulted.
Those 3.
What I'm saying is that if you are judging certain players on what they do in the Black Stars, then aside Kudus, nobody should be selected. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from.
I get you.
If you are saying that based on what this guy has done in the Black Stars, he has not impressed.
Maybe
When we give
Jiku
him the
also
cha-
gets away with it.
Okay, maybe Jiku.
I said that he was out for a long time because of injury, but when he's been there,
He's been good. So let's say Kudus and Jiku. Aside those two, very few players walk into this Black Stars team and have shown consistency. So if we are going to pick on certain performers and say, Baba, when he plays for Black, he's not good, then the rest also don't deserve a place. Because the replacement you are calling for that replacement based on what you've seen the player do at club level. That's what you've seen. So we are saying Abdul Mumin should play. Why should he play? Because he had a very good season in the La Liga. We are saying whoever should play because Kelebe Kuman should play because we watched him in the Serie A this season. He's been really good. So he should play. But what's the
We
guarantee?
advocated for Tekpate.
Tekpete, based on what he's done with what? Ludogorets. That's the point. So don't pick somebody's national team performance and judge it against somebody's club performance. Because over the period which we are talking about 90% of these players have not been consistent. And they've come and they've gone and they've come and they've gone. So there's no guarantee that somebody who is doing well will come in and show you that form that the person has been showing from club. If the guys who are in there have shown that they are really good at their club levels, yet when they come, they don't do well.
But just to add to what you're saying, if you've not given the person the chance, if you are doing your analysis, you cannot compare it to somebody who's been given countless chances. And
There's also that.
No, that
Yeah.
you
there's
don't
a-
get
you understand? No, I get your point.
Yeah,
But the point I'm also making is that they are all called based on club form.
Yeah.
So if I've not been called based on my club form, and you've been called and you've been had a chance severally and you've not performed,
Yeah.
it's better you look at somebody who is here to be called.
I
So-
think what
so that's-
Daniel is saying
no,
is
let
that
me land on.
yes,
So if I'm choosing the two best right backs, performing right backs over the course of the season, and it is Ali Dusedu and
Tariq Lamptey.
Tariq Lamptey, and they both come and they are not doing well, but in the 2-year period that they are playing for the Black Stars consistently, they are outperforming every other right back that plays at club level for Ghana. Why should I shift from the best performers and go to less performing players because my best performers are not doing well in the national jersey? It's like saying Brazil have selected their best team, yet their best DM when he wears the Brazilian jersey, let's say it is Casemiro. When Casemiro wears the Brazilian jersey, he's not doing well. So let's go for somebody who is performing less or inferior to Casemiro during the course of the season and let him come and wear the jersey and see.
But that's not the case here.
What you see, I'm applying to the
Yeah,
all
he's-
things
he's-
because
I get the point he's building.
I'm not picking on the one-off situations.
So we are all saying the same thing. The point
Yes.
I'm making is that
As long as you are playing better or doing better than the person in club level or at club level, that's when the argument will stand. But you can't use somebody's national team level and then isolate it and say based on what he's doing in the national team, even though he's outperforming the person in the club at club level, let him come and play because this guy when he wears a Black Stars jersey doesn't work. As for that argument, there, me, I will
It's
not.
not the case for some players though with their countries, even though they don't look great in their club. Some people say Oshua goes missing during the league season. Only turns up for tournaments.
Remember
Yeah.
Toto Shilachi?
Yes, there are players like that who, for the club side, they are not even on the bench. They don't play well.
But you see,
And there are better players, they play well, but when they come to the national team, those who are not playing well in their club sides are doing well in the national team. Don't have those exemptions.
Ochoa wouldn't have had that opportunity if at the time he was being called up first, he wasn't doing well at club level. When Ochoa entered the Mexican team, he was a regular at club level, doing well, and he entered. When he entered, he cemented his place. What I'm saying is that now imagine Ochoa goes into the Mexican team and he's not doing well. Do you get it? He's not flip the performances. Let's say Ochoa at club level is doing what Ochoa does with the national team and is performing brilliantly. Yet when he goes to the national team, he's not doing well. But there's no other Mexican goalkeeper who is performing at his level, at club level. Okay, and there's no evidence of a contrary example of a different goalkeeper coming into the national team to perform and say, okay, fine, let's give this person the opportunity. It means we're all going strictly based on what they are doing at club level.
So,
we are assessing.
so we are saying the same.
In that, you by all means choose the better performing player.
So
That's
bring this home for me. All of this to say,
all of this to say, Boga, the team is a group of very inconsistent players. And that inconsistency stems from the culture. They are afraid to play for the country, they are afraid to fail. And the fear of failure shows when they are playing.
But they are not afraid to collect the $100,000.
Oh, no,
yeah, that one there.
So you see, you cannot be afraid when you
yeah,
want to
but
play.
Daniel is not saying that as a positive.
I'm not saying
Yes.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. No.
He's
so
not saying
we are
that
saying
as
the
a
same
good
thing.
thing.
I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Baba Idrisu can play like prime party and be distributing ball 30 yards, 40 yards when he's playing in La Liga. Yet when he comes to the Black Stars, when he's picking the ball, he can't pass the ball. Somebody's wearing white, he can't see and pass the ball. I will not understand that. And you see, when you see that even happen to consistent performance, players like Baba Rahman who have played in the Black Stars, and you don't expect that pressure to be getting to them. Yet,
Even Thomas Partey.
even Thomas Partey can perform.
We've
Even
accused him
Thomas
of
Partey.
hiding
Yes.
many times.
When that happens, don't pick and choose who you are going to criticize. That's me, my point.
So I
Don't
get your
pick and
point.
choose.
So i.e., don't boo and jeer Baba Rahman alone and target him for abuse when everybody else in the squad has been piss poor.
Has been poor.
That's all he's saying.
Don't say
Has been-
everybody.
I'm not
If
saying
you say
everybody.
everybody.
No,
You
no.
didn't say
When
that.
so many others,
So many others.
No,
I'm
don't
saying
even say
majority
that.
of the team have been pissed.
When
He
If
said-
there
he
are
said
others,
majority.
don't
that
say
is not
so.
true,
When
they
there
would
are
have
others.
been winning matches.
No,
If
but
it
he
was
said
a small,
almost everybody is being inconsistent.
yes,
And
he
even
said
Mohamed
that only
Kudus-
2 out of
even Mohamed
23.
Kudus sits on top of that
He said
list.
Tijuku and
inconsistency.
Kudus.
Yeah.
That is
There are
98%.
times where we never doubted that would happen. There are times where we knew the players that were called into the team were not our best performances.
Even our best players in Partey, even our
Sometimes.
best players in
Have
whoever
not
they
always
were.
been best with
Even
the
our
national
best
team.
players in
No,
Amate,
that's what
in
I'm
Amate,
saying.
That's what he's
in
saying.
Amate.
That's
Listen,
what football is all
if
about.
you
But
we
we've
said-
not abused those as
bro,
much
we
as
said
we have
Baba
abused
wasn't
Baba
good.
Rahman. That's what
We
you're
said
saying.
Baba wasn't good. We brought Gideon.
You see, the
Gideon and
problem,
Baba,
you see,
differences
different
are.
story.
you see, it is unfortunate Baba had to go through what he went through.
Yeah.
But there were times where his call up into the team were not justified.
Facts.
That's
That
not-
is
that's
what.
not-
That is all
Daniel
Daniel is
has
saying.
said
That's
that.
what he's
As a
saying.
result of that, Ghanaians felt that for somebody who is not even playing for Chelsea under 23,
No, you see,
I'm coming.
You let
I'm
him
not
finish.
justifying the insult. I'm trying to bring meaning to why
I get
those
it.
things were done.
We do.
Daniel
That's
has
the
No,
point.
no,
explained-
coach,
Daniel has
and
explained
that is
But
the
I
point
wasn't that
Daniel has made
nobody should do
excellently.
that.
Coach,
Daniel has
if you were
explained that.
listening, yeah, that's the point he's
Daniel
made
has-
excellently.
He's only saying that.
That
apply
apart from
context.
Baba's issues that you just explained, that there have been times when he hadn't even deserved the call up,
That's right.
right? But he's been included. And there have been times
Who
when
should
he's
have
had.
been called up in,
No,
called
even
up
hold
in
on.
those, in those
Cicho,
times.
even hold on. And there have been times where he has genuinely been poor.
Yes.
But he's saying that Baba is not the only one who has undergone those things. There have been other players who have not deserved call up or have been poor in the same period. That
And they have not been
they
insulted.
have not been booed, they have not been insulted, they
Like
have
who?
not been. That's what he's saying.
Like who?
Like Thomas
You
Partey.
just mentioned Edmond. Nobody has ever booed him.
But I have booed him.
Daniel continues.
So now you see Daniel's point.
look, if Otto identifies the culture of the team as something he needs to fix, for me, that's the thing that made me smile the most.
Win.
No, you see, you can't just get up. You see, I don't. Sometimes
Don't
I don't like.
respond to him.
No. Do you know why?
So he should win.
Let me address Coach Sim.
Go on.
I don't see why you do some things.
Like how? He shouldn't win.
When it is Ten Hag,
He shouldn't
you
win.
agree and you understand that the United team, the team culture is rotten.
That's
that
why he's
culture
not
can
performing.
seep into performances.
Yes.
Yet when it's Otuado,
Ten
you don't
Hag
want
is
to
winning.
understand that.
I understand culture. It doesn't mean that when you are changing culture, you shouldn't win titles. You shouldn't qualify us to the World Cup. Don't bend the rules because of culture.
No. I'm not
What do you mean? Yes, there's no in fixing your culture. You win football games. So we should wait. If it's going to take him 10 years to face culture, it's
Are you
culture.
talking
But,
about winning
but
football
Daniel
games
is
or
saying
winning
that
tournaments?
in that same respect, when it comes to the United context, you are willing to give the manager the benefit of the doubt because of all the other surrounding issues.
But the
But,
truth is-
when it comes to Black Stars,
It's the
there's
same
so
thing
many
I'm
other
saying.
surrounding
No
issues, but you don't want to give the
Surrounding
coach the
issues are
benefit.
good. What are the
truth
surrounding
is-
issues there?
The truth is you can do both.
What?
You can win while fixing the culture.
Look,
Win what?
That's the point I'm making.
Win games.
And not title. He is talking about titles.
No, qualified to the World Cup is winning
talking about winning games.
What are you talking
World
about?
Cup is a title in our context.
It's not title. Qualification is winning games.
It's a big deal.
It's winning games.
No, it's a
Yeah.
big deal.
You win
Winning
games to
games.
qualify to
Yeah,
the World
winning
Cup.
games.
Okay.
I agree. You can do both.
Daniel.
I mean,
you-
that's
Forget the
fair.
agenda.
Daniel,
That's a
go
fair
on.
No, you
Coach.
No, it's not agenda. You can do
Coach.
both.
Agenda about
Okay,
this.
coach. Coach.
So like, because it's fixing the culture.
Huge
This
exception.
is what are they doing? This is what are they doing?
Coach,
Let
see,
me finish.
me, I'll be a very wicked person. Me, that I love my country. Wicked person to say that it is okay for Toronto to be losing and drawing whilst he's here because he's fit. Of course, you have to win games.
Yeah, so
whilst
we
you
are saying
doing
the
it.
same thing then.
No. But my point is that once, for me, you can't get up and paper over cracks. Part of fixing a problem is identifying the problem. And if he has been able to identify the problem and started by the thing we've been saying this
We've
thing for,
agreed
you
it.
said for 4 years,
Yeah.
we've
You
been
have
saying
not
this
been
thing.
saying it. You have never backed me on the Andre issue.
Coach,
You've always
you have
hid from
asked me
that.
several times, and I've always said, if you ask me, if I am head coach, me, I won't choose him. But if a head coach comes in and tells me his reasons, I understand, but I don't agree. It doesn't mean that I'm backing it all. You see, Brofo, it's about understanding.
Yes.
The fact that I don't come and shout is bad
There
doesn't
is
mean that.
nothing to polish
No,
when
let's-
it is that obvious. There's nothing to hide behind when the decision is obvious. Unless you don't hear.
You see, no, but you are the same person who says that when it comes to the selections, we have to give the coach. He has the ultimate decision. So when he makes the decision, you disagree. But if the coach comes and says, "This is why I've made the decision," you understand him.
He makes the decision. I understand him. If the decision,
But you disagree.
It's a wrong. I'll come and say it.
But that's
the
what
point
Daniel
I'm
is
making.
saying. That he had
He has not
disagreed.
said
No,
it.
he said he's disagreed with the
You two,
selection.
you've never said it until the day that they removed him.
He said he's
Don't
disagreed
promote
with the selection,
You've
but
also
he's
never
always
said it.
understood the coach's explanation. Finish for me.
You let me.
You are disturbing the man's flow.
Coach, man, anytime,
Every 2
anytime
minutes,
is,
yeah.
anytime is Black Stars.
You have described me as an agenda man. I didn't have any problem with that. I didn't have any problem with that.
Okay,
It's not a problem.
where do you want to take this?
Odano
from?
hasn't finished.
He said he's tired of coach.
He finished.
Let me conclude in 30 seconds. Look, the Mali game, it will be tough.
Of
It
course.
will be extremely tough. Going to Bamako to win, even if we are in the best of form, that place is hard.
There are two places that are hardest for Blasters to win.
Even playing Mali safe in the neutral ground safe, they beat us all the time.
Bamako,
At all levels.
Ouagadougou.
Burkina, Mali, Burkina. Look, those teams with Ghana, so medium is true, I'm afraid.
You do know though.
But I want Otto to go there and give us a result that will be beneficial to us. You may not go and win, but as for the L, don't collect it. And I know Otto is capable of going there and coming back with something. So that is what I'm expecting. In the future, he says we should judge him on good football and work ethic, all those things. All those things are ingredients of a good team. You can't have a good culture, a thriving work ethic, play good football, and results won't come. These things are ingredients. So basically, what Otto is telling me is that he's going to fix the fundamentals and get me results. So at the end of the day, me, I'm giving time. Me ask for Otto, me, I believe him. So I'm giving Otto the time. But these 2 games, dear. In fact, this one game, dear, the way Coach has started here, say we'll go to Bamako. If you go to Bamako and lose, don't come and do it like it is a sacking
fire
match.
him.
Oh, you can fire him down there.
What are you talking about? We can't go to Bamako and lose.
But it's not. It's
Why are you
not.
talking about
But it's
you go to
not.
Bamako? Why
It's
should
not
we go
sacking
lose?
material.
Your team is
That's
not better
no,
than
no.
them. You go there as an
If you
underdog.
But you see,
What
but
are you
no,
talking
I'm going
but
to start
coach,
by curing this mischief. Who do we think we are?
we are Ghana.
You haven't won.
Why you missed the chance?
Wait, who do we think we are?
The question
You
they
made
asked,
the
no, the
chance
question
to
they
wait.
asked be nonsense.
Who do we think we are?
Say it.
Bro,
Say it. Teacher, say
When
it,
was
say
the
it.
last time you beat a
Teacher,
team of
say
Mali's
it.
caliber? Tell me.
Teacher,
We
say
are
it.
Ghana, we win every
You missed the phrase.
We are Ghana.
It's the-
We are Ghana. We are Ghana. Go.
See, we should not be under any illusions about where this Black Stars team is. We haven't won a competitive game, or we haven't won a game at the AFCON in 5 years.
We won one in the last,
2019,
yeah.
Benin.
No, Benin
Oh,
was a draw.
Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau.
Against Guinea-Bissau. In the past year, we've seen the results that the Black Stars have been getting. This year, we haven't won a match. Some of the teams that we have failed to beat. And I'm saying this just to set the tone for us to understand where the Black Stars is. Before we start having any notions of if Otuado doesn't beat Mali.
Couldn't beat Namibia.
Comoros, Mozambique, Cape Verde.
Finally, way. You are
Friends,
giving a
these are the sort of teams.
manager.
These are the sort of teams that we have failed to beat.
But
What are you
So-
talking about?
So this
Who
is the
said you
reality
give the job
of
to
the
him?
Black Stars. Our
Who said you give the job to him?
expectations.
But also the reality. There's
does
the
he give the
reality.
job to him?
Hold on.
Oh,
Actually,
the guy
he's
told you
actually
when you were
making a
talking,
point.
walk quiet.
I'm talking
Ah,
to Situ.
no,
I'm not
don't
talking
talk to
him.
Situ while he's talking.
Okay, I think
Ah, don't talk to Situ while
Okay,
somebody
I-
else is
No, you're
talking.
being a problem.
No,
You're being a problem.
Actually, there is football reality,
Yeah.
and there's football heritage.
There's heritage,
Yes,
but our heritage has been rubbished more times than we can count.
not against Mali though.
Offense. You see, we often like to call back that Kujua Sama performance in
No,
2009.
not just that one.
I want to make a point.
Not just that one.
I want to-
2009 when they we beat them 2-0
I
World
want
Cup
to make a
qualifier.
point. I know what you're driving at. I want to.
We've beaten Mali every time he has mattered.
I'm coming, but not without breaking sweat.
Yes,
And look at the complexion
so,
of
but
those
we
teams.
shouldn't resign to losing.
no. Friends.
When he has
Friends.
mattered, we've had
Friends.
good enough teams.
Thank you.
who
We've
in the period
always had
leading up to
settled
the game
teams
have been good to go to Bamako to beat
and get
Mali
those
and beat
results.
them.
Even at the AFCON.
What he said is the premise he set is what's
That is
important.
the issue.
The teams that you've lost,
This team has not been capable.
you've not won a game the
and
whole
you
year.
see, it's been under different coaches. The Black Stars Malays, no, it has been under different coaches for a long time.
Different group of players.
Different group of players. All of them come. It doesn't work.
Okay.
Listening to Otuado, I felt vindicated that there was one running theme. He acknowledged and he mentioned that there was a rotten culture in the team.
Yeah. Yep.
And that for me is the first point, that he acknowledges that this thing has got to change.
So he knows.
He knows it. He's been there as a coach. He's been there as an assistant in whatever. So he knows the team inside out.
And he's played for the team. He
As
knows
well.
what culture is standard.
when he was a player.
And its
you know the
influence-
culture he created.
Its
You know, you see,
relationship-
this is the problem I have with him.
allegations.
No, dude, this is the problem I have. When
Chris,
he was a player,
Chris,
you
let me
know
finish.
the culture he created.
Chris, let me
Didn't you
finish.
know?
The
This is the one
interjections don't-
talking about culture.
Let me
When he was
finish.
a player, you know the culture he created. At you talk.
These interjections
What?
don't always help.
Go on, Achu, go on, Achu,
I'm
go
not
on.
friend said something. I want to see. You know, put the culture. You also know the culture he created when he was a player, but you know, say.
So for me,
Daniel, you're going to handle it.
I don't mind.
I felt vindicated that for the first time we had someone from inside the team publicly admitting that this thing we have now doesn't work. And this is what we are going to set out to do to change it. In terms of the whole view of that presser, I think he scored about 35% in the sense that he was able to protect what the focus for this team was.
35%.
Yes.
They say we're failing.
Wow.
And I will explain why.
Yeah, I'm keen.
So at the end of the presser, there has not been that rancor about the squad. Even those who have disagreements have gone about it in a very decorous manner. In the past, the commentary around the Black Stars after these pressers have always been corrosive. Maybe Chris Hutton's commentary perhaps may have been the exception. So maybe but in the last 5 years or so, every time there's been this thinking that players have not been called on merit, and a lot of players who come in there are not necessarily good. Sometimes even independent of this perception that it is for friends, cronies, whatever it is, those relationships that influence collapse into the team. There's actually
Yeah,
been,
it still is this one.
that has been in the past.
It's still
But this
part
time
of
around,
team.
after Otuado's commentary, I think that there's been a certain serenity around the team, and the whole focus has been about the objective. Why I score him 35%, however, is that for me, Otuado from day one needs to start communicating to people the extent of surgery that is required here. And at each stage, be able to carry people with him, the true state of the team and what they can achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he communicated that.
I think I said that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think, because there are still, and Sicho mentioned that
So
there are still
if there are issues, he needs to let us know specifically what the issues are.
issues are.
And then 2, he needs to let us know what it takes and what his immediate plan to what he wants to fix first,
Yes.
what he wants to do second.
That, but also in the simplest of words, tell people you have to be patient. We don't have a team.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a team.
He missed a chance to say that.
He missed the chance to say that.
He knows we have a team.
We have
He didn't miss the chance. Correct
we have
yourself.
talented players.
He didn't
And
miss
you
the
see-
chance. He knows we have a
Chris,
team.
Do we have a team?
Chris.
No, you. Do you
Chris.
think we have a team?
I'm the one selecting the players.
What?
Do you think we have a
Am
team?
I the one
Friends.
selecting the players? I would have
See,
called Kuba.
here's the
I would have
thing.
called Tepete. I would have called
Our
players.
assumed uneducated guesses, the misconceptions some of us may have formed about the team, we should not project that to be the, what do you call it?
The reality.
The true state.
Mm.
No. This team is terrible.
Coach,
We
the
don't
guy is
have a
talking.
team.
Oh,
Look,
everything you are saying, you said it during your this thing.
Look,
so why are you saying the thing
to
again?
everybody,
You are right.
everyone watching this,
Stop.
you have watched the Black Stars
I'm watching.
performances in the past year. You have watched the results the Black Stars have secured in the past year. Do you get a sense that this is a team? Do you get a sense that this is a team that you can trust?
The team
It
needs
is not.
work.
It needs work.
Yes.
And I'm happy that I was a bit disappointed that after setting the parameters that the culture needs to change, work ethic, attitude, and all of that, he could not move on and then say, based on this, we also need to understand that these things that I've mentioned are going to take time. So suffer with us. Because look, I don't think the Black Stars are going to put together consistent performances. It is unrealistic for anyone to expect it. We haven't done that in a long time. The foundation for us to achieve that is not in place. Otto is now coming to lay the cultural foundation and then the technical aspects of it, right? Creates an enabling environment for players to coexist. Even the whole market attitude around the Black Stars when they travel. How too many people become a distraction. How there are too many people around the team whose relevance and job description nobody can even justify. And they become a distraction around the team. And sometimes their conduct and other things now become the focus of the team. And everyone is talking about how they do this. And
it creates even further discord between the team and the fans.
So all of those are things that Otto, I thought, needed to touch on and let people know that this is the true state of the team. And this is
that his job, though?
That's his job. He has to communicate it.
No, when it comes to the whole interior that follows the team, that crowns the company, everything.
No, he can insist.
He can insist.
What?
So let me tell you why he can insist.
And that's the point he's making.
Secho,
So let me tell you why
Otto Beckham say, "Mama,
yes.
follow." No,
yes. And that is why
he will lose his job that night.
That is what we are saying. So it means that he's already compromised a lot of things
Here's the
to
thing.
be in the job. That's the point.
Talk to the GFA.
So let me answer that.
Stop sending their boys to the camp. It's not Otto's job.
Let me answer that.
Talk to the GFA directly.
Friends,
They should stop sending their boys to
the
the
Black
camp.
Stars.
That is the point. Talk to the GFA directly.
GFA is not the only thing.
Otto is
GFA is not the only
Otto
member
can't say
association
don't do that.
that travels with a big entourage.
You can't say when I stay with my team here, I don't want hanging
Telling
around.
the people at the FA that
Do you
don't
know
do this, don't do
when Germany went to the World Cup in Brazil
Yes.
10 years ago, they needed to create an entire village for themselves
Yes.
because the
They
entourage
built
they
their
traveled
own.
with.
Yes.
But if you look at the mood around the German national team, it was more coordinated. There was more discipline than there was around our Black Stars.
Oliver
Even
Bierhoff.
though we traveled with a lesson.
Oliver Bierhoff.
So the issue is not about who you
Oliver
invite.
Bierhoff. Yeah,
It's
was
about
the-
the access you
Oliver
give to those players.
Was that a coach's
and the
job?
restrictions that you
Oliver
set.
Bierhoff.
Guys,
Mini shadow.
can I flow? It's about the
How
access that
can
you give
Amidi
to those
Shadow
players.
control that? And Amidi Shadow control what you are saying. That's the point we have to make.
Momo, you are being a nuisance.
No, I'm telling you.
No, but on this
No,
side,
coach.
I want to
Coach,
understand.
coach,
You know why I came in.
So let me explain
I
the
didn't
point.
want us to
Sicho.
lay that one on the doorstep of the coach.
No, I'm not laying
because it's not his
Alright.
job.
No,
To
that's
be
his
honest.
job.
Okay, fair enough.
Sicho,
I
here's the
should
thing.
go
Continue.
on.
Yeah.
My point is
Go
this.
on.
We have seen, and you and I were in Qatar.
Yes.
We saw teams with significantly bigger entourages.
Yes.
Right? But because they restricted access where those people could go to,
Right.
it didn't look like they even had as many people as the Black Stars had. Because if you went to those who went to the Black Stars Hotel, for me it was nasty.
So
Those who went to
saying the same
let me
thing
finish.
at you.
Those who went to the Black Stars Hotel, you would see people getting into areas that they would not. I'm saying that there are places that the coach should be able to stamp his authority and say, I don't care if you travel with the
this
team,
security
but this
man
is
of
my
Ketu
space.
Breku-
Okay, that
Right.
point. No, actually,
you want the
hold on,
security man
coach.
of
You see,
Ketu Breku.
this is why you don't understand,
Treating
coach.
innocent people.
Coach,
Instead of
he
him
has
to-
made his point.
Are we going to banter on every point?
Yes, you said.
No, I'm helping you channel your thing to the
No.
please. People.
And I'm saying that both of you have said that. So let's move
I
on.
agree with you, but he's still sticking with his
I'm
plan.
only saying that.
Yes,
look,
so
for
you-
example,
you've
friends,
said yours. So let's
friends,
after coaching,
friends,
taking
for example, How is it?
Pretty
How is it that when there is a post-match technical meeting or pre-match technical meeting, when we went to Qatar, Institute is here. Somebody like the technical director of the GFA is not part of that meeting. But anybody who's close to the FA president or sports minister or whoever and feels that in that moment they want to have a 45 seconds conversation with maybe some official can walk into that moment and then for that split second, turn somebody's attention from that technical meeting. Those are things that the coach can control and say that I want this person in this space.
Very well.
This person cannot be here.
Very well. You move on to your next point.
To Andre Ayew.
Yes.
I think that it's been a long time coming.
Okay.
Andre did not score at the last AFCON.
Nope.
Andre did not score in the qualifiers to this AFCON.
Mm-hmm.
Andre scored in the World Cup qualifiers and then in the World Cup itself. But for some time now, his performances have dropped. If you look at, and what a lot of people have said about Andre and his value to the team on the pitch is the goals that he gives this team. In the last two, so the qualifiers that we started, and then the AFCON itself, our goals have come from Osman Ibrahim, Jordan, Andre, and then Enes Nyama. And then I think Iñaki got the last of those goals. At the AFCON, Andre did not score.
Yeah.
So there is an admission that indeed this team...
Wait, since the AFCON or what?
This
year?
This AFCON and this year...
No, the previous one he scored against Gabon.
So I mean,
No, I said this AFCON this year and this qualifiers were playing.
So as in this year,
Yes.
2024,
Yes.
Yeah, Jordan has 4 goals and
last
2
year.
assists for Ghana this year. He's
Yeah.
the top scorer for Ghana this year.
And last year as well. So there is an admission that this team needs goals.
Okay.
But the answer is no, Didi. And we've seen that
right now.
we've seen that in the last year and over. Right? So his performances in itself did not merit being in this particular team. Now, I have said it a lot that Andre is a very polarizing figure. Even in terms of, he will set the standard in terms of who reports on time. What does the national team mean to them? But when things don't go his way, he's not some of the nicest guys to have around. I'm happy that Otuado has handled this in a manner that protects him. And look, Andre needs to thank Otuado for this. Because this is the best send-off Andre can imagine. You don't want another Jan situation where you are begging on the sidelines to be in the national team. You don't want another Sule Muntari where you've literally gone to beg.
Who was
that
begging on the side?
Jan essentially wanted to be in the team.
Just
not
But
true.
you understood what I was
Baby,
saying. Right.
it's not true.
But
You don't
it's
want a situation where you want to be in the team, but essentially the entire country has moved on from you. And even the mere mention of you being in the team becomes a taboo topic. I think this
Or
gentleman's
where
conversation...
call-ups is given to you on a charity basis.
Exactly. I think this gentleman's conversation where the coach comes to you respectfully and says that, look, this is it. I want to move the team on. It's best for all parties.
All right.
And Otto is perhaps able to do this and not in his first stint because now he has security of tenure. Reality is Andre is not someone you can touch and there will not be consequences. Believe it or not, if you are not a substantive coach and you go and touch Andre, there will be consequences. Now he has security of tenure. Of course, there are people who may be in powerful places who may not be happy about it, but you're not going to suddenly get up and then cancel Otuado's contract because of that. So I think that for those who are asking about why Otuado was not able to do this when he was the coach the first time, at that time, he even did not have enough legs to stand on.
And besides, at that time, he was performing, to be fair. Because like you said, he scored in the World Cup qualifiers.
The World Cup itself.
Went to score at the World Cup. Yes, he missed a penalty, but he was decent. He was decent bottom line.
Exactly.
Didn't pass one ball
Actually,
forward.
The other things that I would want to touch on is that
okay.
if you look at some of the players that he's called up, I think the Moomin situation, his ability to resolve it for me, he scored some high points there. In the sense that, from what I was told, Moomin
the
has
boy
not
didn't want
always
to
been
come.
excited, to come, because in the past, there's not been enough communication about what he was going to do in the team. And when he's not played, there's not really been an explanation to him as to that. And he's felt at a point a bit lost, disillusioned, if you like, about what value he brings to this team and where he even stands in the grand scheme of affairs.
Yeah.
So to be able to resolve that, and in the past, we've missed out on some very good talents because there's been issues that coaches or the FA or the management committee have not been able to resolve. And because of that, players who could have added a lot of value to this team have not been invited. And Moomin is especially important to us because Amate is gone. I don't expect him to be in the Black
He
Stars
shouldn't
again.
come again.
Jiku is aging. Salisu has got a checkered history with injuries. So you need someone that you can trust going forward who will become the mainstay in that team that you can build around. I'm just going to end by saying that we need to, again, remember that this team is not favorites to qualify for the World Cup. And I expect Otto.
Won't qualify.
And I expect Otto to communicate that.
Which he didn't do.
We've got 8 games to go.
He knows we are qualified.
But there is a history that Otoado is not simply going to wish away. The current Black Stars team that you see, they are very indisciplined. There's been times where on the eve of pre-tournament camps, players have gone to clubs, gone drunk, and then they go into the pre-tournament camp.
Smoking
hangover.
shisha. Say it. You can't say it.
Right.
If I'm the one saying it, you have problem. Hey, wait.
You
Wait.
You're
should
not the
wait,
moderator.
say.
Hold on.
He's
So
finished.
Wait.
So the issue for me is that, look,
see, that's the problem.
friends,
Then I am printing
all of
out
these
the-
players-
the bad person.
all of these players are not, but I started talking about this. You
Say
didn't.
it.
You had your turn. You didn't talk about
It
it.
didn't occur to me.
Masama, why did it not occur to you?
No.
You,
Of course.
so shut up and
So
listen.
players
No more.
shisha.
So
Mention
keep
the
quiet.
player's
Listen.
name.
But you had the chance.
The video
You
was
saw
there.
a player.
But you had the chance to talk about it.
Where's the video? Where's the which video?
Which came on social media?
Which video?
Didn't you see it?
I did not see any player.
Fence.
That's why I don't know any player's name.
You always
Even if you
to
saw
be
it,
crucified.
even if you saw it, how do you prove that it was the day before?
It's because your mouth is loud.
You always
prove
need
coach?
to be crucified.
Coach, how do you prove
I
that it
now
was the
see
day before?
Somebody said
You
his
don't
team.
have.
I
you
didn't
have
mention-
to put your mouth
You
inside.
don't have
Like,
to-
oh,
Like,
wait,
your own
see,
back.
exactly.
The video I watched.
I've
with
not
you
seen
with
it.
K, I watched with
You watch with
I
who?
watch with
You watch
I
with-
watch with you.
You watch
The
with-
man smoking chicha.
Who?
He comments smoking chicha.
You saw. Please, I beg you.
Me, I don't
Okay.
I did not
I'm
see
just
it.
saying that.
Viewers, look on.
I did not see any video.
I also didn't see it.
I didn't see any video. I didn't see any
I also
video.
didn't see it.
You like
Continue.
allegation, you. This Christopher Nimili guy.
I saw it.
You
bring
saw
that-
it where?
I saw it.
No more is a problem.
Hey, Fenty,
No more is a problem.
with all your Christian, your Muslim values, did you see that?
I did not.
Please. You have been a problem.
With all your Christian values.
Why are you doing
Oh,
this?
why are you-
Why are you doing?
So
Please,
then you
let's
think
move
that
on.
this is
You are
a
a
issue.
stout
Actually, we need
I
to.
just,
we need
I just
to-
want to establish
Okay,
that
you
Yes.
last point.
all of the things that we have seen, they are not going to suddenly stop because Otoado now wants to change things. It will take time. There are times you are going to hear of some of these boys misbehaving. 9 out of 10 times, some of the stories you hear, some of us reports are true. Of course, some of those issues will be exaggerated, but I'm just telling you that these things will affect the team's performance. And that is why you need to give it time. And
Right.
more importantly, decouple your anger with the Ghana Football Association from the Black Stars.
It's not possible.
No, but who is angry at the football association?
They are the handlers of the
You
Black
can't
Stars.
say
It's not
that.
possible.
What are you talking
It's
about?
like saying that
Thank you,
decouple-
guys.
decouple your anger from the
Thank
coach
you.
from the players. It's not
Thank you,
possible.
thank you.
Who is angry at them?
Listen,
The fact is,
let's
they
root
are
for the
one
Black
calling
Stars.
the shot.
problem.
We have
Yeah,
a
I'm a
great,
problem.
we have a
Everyone
great
trouble.
record. We have a great record
Next week,
against
Thursday.
Mali.
We'll come here. But now we are watching the game.
Our record
We'll
against
do the
Mali
program.
is fantastic.
We'll do the program
When it
after
has
the game.
mattered most,
Come
we
and
have
sit here.
beaten them.
We'll figure.
Like in 2009, in the qualifiers to the 2010 World Cup, we went there, Bamako. We came away with a 2-0 win.
Oh.
Easy peasy. Koja Samoa, Matthew Amwa. We met them again.
Matthew Amwa,
2012,
Ochale.
AFCON. We beat them in the group stages. When it didn't matter in the third place, we lost. Nobody cares about that. We met
2017.
again in 2013. The same AFCON. We beat them in the group stages. Wakaso, penalty.
2017.
Then the third place playoff, they beat us. Nobody cared about that. Then 2017 AFCON.
Jordan
Again,
Ayew
we met
to-
them. Group stage.
Asamoah
We
Gyan,
beat
Pa-
them.
Yeah.
So when it has mattered against Mali, Ghana has beaten them.
No Jordan assisted that goal.
Even the chanting.
Say it, say it.
When for
You too
Kwabena
say it.
and his people to have beaten them before. The last 2 games against Mali were friendly matches.
Don't raise people.
So 1-1 draw and the 3-0 sequel.
Don't
went
raise
went to
As I
collect.
said,
Ghana
they gave
will
us-
win.
Fence.
You see,
Apply context and
When
don't
you
raise
say
Hey.
this thing, that is why if Otuado does not win that game next week Thursday,
That's
we'll
why
come
I
back
also
here.
don't agree that we should just resign that we are going to lose.
We're not
That's
saying
why we have to go and win.
Nobody has said
Him,
resign to
him,
lose.
him, him, him.
No, we are
He
going
said
to
it on
win.
authority that we will lose. He
Ah.
has said it.
I've said
That's
that.
different
I'm not
from
taking
saying-
that back.
Okay.
You are there. You
Alright.
are praying that
Like,
we don't
guys,
lose. You are praying. What do-
Thank you. this is a very long episode, but I hope you've enjoyed the conversation.
In Black Stars, man, he has to be long.
Nimli has misbehaved the most
No, I
today.
didn't misbehave.
Sicho is sitting there like he's not doing anything, but when the thing touches him, he's jumping with Christopher Nimli.
As always, I'll make my interjections when I want to. But when you
see,
start talking to me, I'll call
When
back.
I speak, when it comes to issues of the Black Stars, when I speak, people think I have a preconceived. But everything you have been.
End the episode. We are finished.
Everything I've told
Thank
you
you.
about the Black
Like,
Stars.
subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Betway. Thanks to all of you. Hopefully, when we come back next week, we'll be reviewing.
The game.
The game will be on the day of the recording.
Yeah. We can do the recording on Friday. So that we have time to look at the game properly.
Yeah.
We will record after the match. We can't record before the game.
No, it's not
We
possible.
will do the
Yes.
recording after the match.
That's right.
Yes, that's what some of us want. Oh, no. I dare.
Charlie, cheers. That's that.